Trapped in this machine, don't know how Hi, chat. How is everyone doing?
I am not so tired.
Good. You took a nap, I believe.
It was a very brief 1-hour nap, but it was enough to get me to stay up.
Mhm.
The joys of getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep. I mean, like, I'm normal to that. Like, that's just kind of like adult life. But
Mhm.
like, getting a short nap throughout the day is.
You are also having to get used to a new sleep schedule. That's the difference.
Mhm. Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, I get that.
Pretty much. And now I am sitting awake, sorting some of my favorite Magic the Gathering cards into a binder.
Well, good.
Yeah. There's a lot. It's kind of funny because, like, you know, jumping back into Magic, there's a lot of cards that, like, I look at and I'm like, oh, I bet you that's a lot of money there. And it's just like, oh, this is 50 cents. And I'm like, I bet you that one's a lot of money. And it's just like, no, it's only $1 or $2. And then I see the Surge foil version of Xenos, which is my favorite character. Well, I don't know if he's like my overall favorite character. It's a tie between him and a couple others from Final Fantasy. And I'm like, I bet you that's $100. And it's like, nope, this is $30. And I'm like, well, I got $30 in my hand right now. This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Xenos is that cheap, but at the same time.
So the market for Magic is way different than the market for something like Pokemon. In the market of Pokemon, anything that looks really hot or is a Pikachu or a Charizard, that is basically what makes a lot of money.
Right.
However, in the realm of Magic, the likability of the card, like how pretty it looks, is an afterthought to how good of a card it is in play. So if a card is really, 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 really good in play, it will be astronomically expensive.
Right, yeah.
A good example is the Vivi card from Final Fantasy. It's a $40 card for the lowest treatment of it, because there's like 3 versions of it that you can find on the market. But it costs $40 at minimum because so many people want to use it for a red-blue commander deck. So it's expensive for that reason and that reason alone. So when I pulled it, that's why I was just like, well, I guess I guess this is my life now, and I'm very okay with this. It was like a very big moment for me.
No, yeah, I get that. I still need to go through my cards. It's been years. I'll be honest. I actually ended up buying a phone mount system. So if I ever wanted to do a like card or hobby shit, like I could.
Yeah, we talked about that because I was like, hey, I want to play Magic against you one day, and you're like, oh, let me do this, and I'm like, don't buy this one, and then you buy the exact same one. Okay, you're like, this isn't that bad. So you're like, this isn't that bad. I think you just suck, and I'm like, it's possible.
So here's what's really, really funny about that. To give some context to this, when Occo and I were talking, this was after the Words of Paradise thing where Occo was doing Magic with Leon. And Occo DM'd me and was like, hey, I want to play Magic with you. And I'm like, I played Magic once in my life.
And it wasn't with me, funny enough.
No, it wasn't with you. So I don't really know what I have.
Well, you should just like sit down with me and show me. I mean, I'm free tomorrow.
Well, that's what I was thinking. But also, I was like, okay, well, I'll buy a phone mount so I could show my cards. And then I was like, I asked Occo to recommend me the one that he's using because, it'll be easy that way. It, from what I've seen, it's been working great. Love it. Awesome. And Occo's like, it's bad, don't buy it. Which is really funny. So I'm like, okay, so it's bad, don't buy it. So I look on Amazon to go buy the mount, and I find one that's like, it's an actual like clamp. Like, it is heavy duty. It was like, what, maybe $30. It wasn't that bad. And I bought it, and I told Occo this is the one I bought. And he's like, that's the one I'm using. I told you not to buy that one. I'm like, well, you didn't tell me which one to not buy. You just said don't buy the one you have, but I don't know if what the one you have is.
This is very true. This is very true. And I do take responsibility for the fact that I didn't tell you. But granted, I don't tell you quite a lot of things.
No, you don't.
I just don't tell you quite a lot of things personally. But yeah, so like I'm getting back into the love and the joy of Magic again. I am. It's kind of funny because like as opposed to Pokemon, where sets are very limited in terms of the kind of cards you get, and the price is dictated off of nostalgia. Again, with Magic, price is dictated off of how good is it in play, and if it's banned in play, or if it's just a really nice card overall. Because some cards could like be banned in play, yeah, they're still very expensive because it's iconic and it's nice. That's when the look appeal actually comes into play, and that's where that actually matters. So you end up with a thing where I have a shit ton of cards that are absolutely fucking beautiful. Like I'll find one of them here that are really cheap, and it's just like, oh, this card's very beautiful. I bet it's expensive. No, it's only worth like 50 cents. If you want to charge 50 cents for it, and it's just like, oh, well, I bet this card's very beautiful. This card's very expensive, and it's just like, no, that one's like $1. And then you point to one that doesn't like look that nice or is like compared to a lot of others and say, oh, I bet this one isn't that expensive. It's like, no, that one's $50.
Real quick, Festival for 5. This is how it ends. We lost Occo to a bunch of cardboard cards, not the forbidden spade that shall not be mentioned in normal company.
No. Just get like a. See, here's the funny thing. Just like get a tattoo of a card on me, but
it's
that
also
still
a
technically
spade.
works because it's a spade. It's exactly. And what's funny is when I left, I don't actually know very many Magic characters that were black, so I'd have to like look for one that was like primarily. I know they exist, and they've added a lot more in my 5 or 6 year absence. I'd have to find one and then just like get a tattoo of his face.
Are those fleas from Silk Song to do as a woo? A woo, yes. They are the Silk Song fleas.
We are the Silk Song fleas that go a woo.
That go a woo.
It's like
we are the nice that go wee.
People. We are the fleas that go a woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Teferi is black, Kaya.
Teferi is black, that's right. But he was, last I checked, he was kind of like a side character from Dominaria. I could be wrong though.
I can't help you here.
That's fine. You don't need to. I'm just trying to recall where, because I know who he is and I know that he's like a big deal. I just don't remember like how interesting. Like I guess some people probably find him more interesting than others will. Yeah, I'll put that in there. But yeah, so I don't know if that's the joke we want to do. Then yeah, I would just like get a tattoo of Teferi on somewhere on Occo, I guess.
Occo is getting branded by Black Aragorn.
Kind of, I guess, if you want to call him that.
Give it until we head back to Zalfir. He is more Indian, in my opinion.
I guess. Technically, I guess since Barrett has a card in 14 or in Magic, I could just get like get a picture of Barrett.
Oh yeah, like even without directly searching for it, like even in like not safe for work sections, the amount of Barrett art with like Tifa and Aerith is nuts.
Yeah. Although to be honest with you, I have seen almost just as much art of Barrett with Cloud than I have with Barrett and Tifa.
I have too.
So, you know. You know.
Yeah.
Quite interesting, I'll say. Quite interesting.
Oh,
that's not a bad card if you want to do an energy deck.
Otherwise, how was your week?
Good. It was the first week of new Gerb, and I went through 3 days of training at Academy. I'll be going back on Tuesday through the 7th for the rest of that Academy training. And then after that, I believe I've got some on-job training that I'll be taking. But after that, I'm basically ready to start working on my own without any help. And I'm kind of excited about that.
Perfect.
Excuse me. It's been fun, though.
You put a man in the dress one time, and he's forever labeled a twink.
True.
Yeah,
true. I mean, like,
To be
listen,
fair, hold on.
the internet's crazy.
To be fair, Cloud was rocking that like outfit. Here, actually, you know,
I imagine it looked a lot different in original 7. I'm gonna be honest with
it
you.
did. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna share this. Then we go on here. So there were different outfits you could unlock in 7 Remake. Cloud surprisingly rocks it well.
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If they did the hair differently, it would have been a little bit less noticeable. I can still tell he's a dude.
Oh yeah, no,
and it's
yeah,
not just the facial features. It's the fact that the hair is like he didn't decide to do anything with his hair, and it's just like, my man.
To be fair, he was
I know.
stuffed into that just to get into what he was doing, which was trying to save Tifa.
Yeah, I guess it goes to show you that men can be horny and not recognize another dude when it's clearly right in front of them, you know? Which is kind of funny in my personal opinion.
They love Barrett's BBC, his big black cannon. Oh no.
His big black cannon goes real hard. I know that Cloud and Tifa probably experienced it firsthand.
Yep. And don't worry, chat. This is not the only time we'll be talking Final Fantasy VII tonight. Stuff's happened.
Or just Final Fantasy, I guess.
No, there's a few Final Fantasy things in the docket tonight.
Hey, look, there's my Barrett card.
We had some
today by accident.
We had some interesting things happen.
I believe it.
This spawned femboy Cloud. It's not good femboy stuff. It's just sissy, which is gay. I mean, I agree. The point...
It is definitely very gay.
For those who don't know, and this is going to be spoilers for 7, but for those who do not know why Cloud was wearing a dress to begin with, essentially, Tifa was being sold off to a womanizer...
A slave. A slave cult, basically.
It was a slave cult, essentially. Yeah. And Cloud encountered her as she was being transferred away. So he ended up going to save her, but in order for himself to make it in, because the whole slave cult thing, whatever, is only women allowed. So he had to pretend to be a woman to get in. And before anyone says, "Oh my god, that's woke," that was in the original.
To be fair, if anybody says that's woke, I think that they're kind of coping, because that is not the first and definitely not the last time it has been written into a game that a dude decides to crossplay just to try and get into a place, and somehow he makes it in.
I mean, there's Persona 4 as well.
It's written in many different games. Oddly enough, a lot of them are Japanese.
Oh yeah, a lot of cross-dressing stuff is Japanese.
It's kind of funny, not gonna lie. What did the Japanese mean by this?
I know there's also the Persona 4. I don't remember if it's in the original, but I know it was in Golden. The cross-dressing section in Persona 4, where the guys of the group had the women of the group dressing in bikinis for a contest of sorts. Hold on.
Joseph Joestar wore it best. I mean, Joseph Joestar makes everything look good. You're still gay if you like it, though.
No, yeah. So as payback for the guys having the women of the group wear bikinis for this fashion contest thing, the women decided to put the men of the party into dresses as payback. And it was actually pretty well done. That's the thing, is you could do stuff like that and have it be well done and not have it be creepy, unlike most things today.
Yeah, and again, I think that some people deserve to have... Listen, I think the gay guy deserves to have, a scene every once in a while. Why not? I think that as long as you do it tastefully, who the fuck cares?
Well, that's the thing. I'm going to bring up Final Fantasy 16 here as well.
Give Mizu his eye candy.
One of the main protagonists, or at least side protagonists of 16, was a gay guy. But oh my
I know which one you're
god,
talking
he was
about.
badass.
Yeah, wasn't that the Bahamut?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the Dragoon guy.
I still need
And
to finish 16.
he was such, oh my god, he was awesome. Like every scene he was in was just, oof. It was good.
A man attempting to appear as a woman, disgusting even in VTuber models. I know, who would dare do that? And who would dare appear as a woman as a VTuber? That's kind of crazy, chat, not gonna lie.
Devastator for 2 Canadian. To be frank, I've seen art of female Cloud. She's cute. Yeah, I have 2.
Female Cloud is good as well.
Female Cloud is very good. Veronica could be like cross-dressing freak. Yeah, okay. That is something else I'm very concerned about with the Resident Evil Code Veronica remake, because there is cross-dressing in that game.
Why?
It was part of the story because like the main antagonists are twins, but the true main antagonist basically dresses her twin brother in a similar outfit as her to try and make, at least if I remember, because I've not played Code Veronica, so I could be wrong. Dresses her twin brother in a dress to try and make, or to convince, I think it was Claire and Chris. I don't remember if it was Chris, but I know Claire, that was her when it wasn't.
Funny, Claire.
Heh, I know where you're going with that.
For those that don't know, I did an interview with Proton John.
Yes, you did.
An 18-year plus content creator. I was quite. I will say that was definitely quite the surreal thing to have, because again, I remember when a lot of John's content was like brand new, and like I look back and I was like, why is this 12 years old?
No, yeah. Like when you look back at a whole lot of content creators you watched growing up, it's like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's just kind of crazy, you know. Not gonna lie. And me and them joked about it before, and I was like, I promise I'm not trying to make you feel old, and they're like, there is no way you can make me feel old. I've already experienced it looking back myself, so you can joke all you want. And I was like, understood. Have a nice day. But yeah, that was a very fun interview in my personal opinion. I thought that it was good. I thought it was good. You know, people behaved themselves, which was nice. It's one of those things where I know that not a lot of people. I'm sure that some people like were, because you know everything surrounding it is just kind of iffy. But like I was appreciative that people were, nice. I guess you could say. You know?
Yeah.
There were definitely some moments where I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to touch on this, because if we touch on it any further, there's definitely going to be people in the comments that are crazy.
Yeah. As someone that was modding that night, I took the night off from streaming. Well, okay, I don't think I remember. I didn't stream that night, but content creator brain turned off, and I went back to being like head mod in a way.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, by the way.
So, everyone behaved. I made sure of it.
Yeah, there was really only like 1 or 2 people that were being stupid, but outside of that, it was just like people were there, they were listening. I was kind of hoping that more people would ask questions, but most people didn't really ask questions, which I guess is alright.
I think a lot of people were just interested in just listening to John.
No, yeah, that's extremely fair. I'm not like I don't blame people
and
for that.
I understand that that they call themselves Claire. This is just my head, because I've also watched Proton for so many years, and he's acknowledged this. He's like, I understand. It's fine.
Well, he's also said he doesn't care.
Yeah, that's the thing too.
Which I think is a major step in, you know, being a normal individual, especially if you fit along in that spectrum, is just saying, I really don't care, because it's, and you know, we touched on it quite a bit. I was just like, well, you know, it sounds like you're not making your whole personality around this, and it sounds like your whole life is more than just this. Well, and they were definitely in agreement with it, which I thought was good.
And they flat out mentioned, it's like when they first talked to you, it was like, oh, you're getting on my case because you thought the internet oppression is like, no, I'm afraid the internet was, and you proved me that was false, and that you know that was my only concern. Whatever you decide is up to you, and good on you.
Yeah. I always tell people, I'm just like, you know, you're making a lot of choices there with what you're doing to yourself.
Yep.
And it is kind of crazy learning how many people over the years that you talk to
Mhm.
did it and then regretted it, and then when you talk to them, you realize, they did this because of outside pressure, and you feel really sad for them and
Yep.
all that kind of
I know
stuff.
we talked about it on Dogwave that we were concerned by that.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was like an entire like video I made.
Yep.
Or like a segment of it that I cut out.
Mhm.
And because again, it's funny, like I talked to them and they're like, my only experience, the only thing I know about you is when you told me to shut up. And they're like, in retrospect, I guess I see what you're saying. It was definitely quite harsh, but I understand what you were going at the time, because we were talking about like the Cheka stuff.
Yeah.
And without going into detail, they were basically like, you were very harsh, but in retrospect, I understand why you were saying that. You were looking out, and they even admit, they're like, oh yeah, I definitely did not
A-
like this stream. In retrospect, it was a bad
As
idea.
as someone from the outside perspective, because like you and I don't remember if I was there, but I know you and I both were like, we're on the outside, we're looking at this from the perspective of like the general internet,
Yep.
not from the perspective of what they were going through at the time.
Yep.
So
I just thought it was definitely really interesting, because they're like, oh, this all happens and I'm going through this and this and this, and I don't want people to think this and this, and I'm like, I can definitely see
Mhm.
how that's an issue, but it's good that you were able to move past it.
no, absolutely. Real
So.
quick, Baracho for 5. Old. Yes, lots of old.
Old man, old man, old.
And
Nigel and Marmalade reference right there.
yes, yeah. There's some new Nigel Marmalade episodes I've not watched yet. I need to watch those.
I need to get back to that.
Maybe
I saw him
tonight.
slow down. Some slow down a little bit, but I need to get back to that.
And then Tape confirmed my the Resident Evil Code Veronica stuff. Alfred Ashford cross-dressed because he went crazy after his sister left. It was his job to do everything for her, and in her absence, he went nuts.
Oh, that's definitely something. Yeah, no, I can see that. I can definitely see that. That's interesting. I mean, like, that's one of those things where that itself is like a mental thing, and I know of a lot of people that, like, well, not know personally people, but like I understand why people go through that, and I have sympathy for people that go through shit like that, because it's just like you live your life for so long, and then like when something massive happens to you or to an individual around you, the coping mechanism sometimes is to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people will point out at you and say, "Oh, you're mentally ill," and it's just like, yeah, I do believe that that is a bit of a mental illness. Um, but I think that there's a different approach that I would give to somebody that's going through something like that, and I would hope that somebody's nearby them to keep them away from the internet where that would be an issue. You
Oh
know?
yeah. And then Frosty clarifies, Claire even called him a cross-dressing freak. Bet that won't be in the remake. No, that will not be in the remake. That might be in the Japanese version, but not in the English one.
Yeah.
I promise you that will not be in the English one. If that is in the English one, oh my god, the balls Capcom must have had to try and wrangle their localizing team. If it's in there, I'll be impressed, but it won't be.
It's just kind of depressing to see that people these days aren't willing to have conversations like that.
Temp, I saw this channel exists since 2007. Yeah, this channel has existed for a very long time. But I opted not to just do rebranding when I became a VTuber.
What?
What?
You said you opted out.
I
What
opted
did
not
you
to
opt out of?
rebrand the channel, like make a new channel when I became a VTuber.
Oh, no, that's fair. Some people do, some people don't want to.
I'm probably not going to because it wasn't the other. Yeah, exactly. So I'm not too butthurt about it. Anyway, so you talked to Proton John this week. You started your new job this week.
I did. I did. Next week is the second week. That'll be fun. That'll be very interesting.
Good.
today was funny because like again like in the middle of I'm in the middle of training, and the training officers are like, you're going for a day to see your area, see how things are, but we really don't want you to touch anything or do anything because they will be liable for if something happens to you and all that kind of stuff. I get to the station where I'll be working, and they're like, hey, can you help us out on this day? And I'm like, am I allowed to? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. All right. I'm like, okay. so I did work today technically, but it was just kind of funny to like hear them like, you're not allowed to touch this, you're not allowed to do this, and then I get there and they're like, no, we're chill, man. Just you can help us out, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Also, Sly, thank you for reminding me about the background music. I completely forgot about it.
That won't stop Leon and Cinevere for bitching. Bitching about what?
The potential censorship changes in the Code Veronica remake.
Oh, fair enough.
Or like script changes, because like, the remakes have not been a one-to-one with the OG games. Like they've been pretty close to one-to-one, but they've made obvious changes. And to be fair, I am a little sick of like the point of like we're getting remakes that are like a remake should be a one-to-one.
I would agree.
But a lot of remakes, at least for Resident Evil, have not been a one-to-one. Hell, a lot of remakes in general, the past 10 years, have not been a one-to-one with the original games. I've chalked it up to
modern audience.
Well, modern audience is one of it, but also there does come a point when an OG writer or an OG like people involved with the OG project and they're still involved with the new one may look at what they did in the original and go like, I want to change this and this and this because this fits better, or I think I could do that differently but better, or like my viewpoint has changed. I'm going to change this to fit that better, but try and not change it in too much of a way that it deviates too far from the original. Because that does happen. I mean, as someone that has dabbled in writing here and there, I've gotten to a project, during one point in time and then go back to it during another. And I'm like, why did I write it this way?
Yeah.
Like, why this way in particular? That makes no sense. Or I could do that better.
I would say that it kind of jumps into the realm of like the J.K. Rowling syndrome, where after you write something, it kind of needs to just exist and let people do what they want with it. When it comes to remakes, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on it, but when it comes to remakes, if they really want to involve the original person, I guess it could be a little bit different. But yeah, I'm kind of the mind that when you write something as an individual, you really shouldn't try to change it yourself.
No, yeah.
Neither should the people that are remaking it, really, for that matter. It's my opinion that like you make it, you put it out there, you let it exist.
No, absolutely. So like George Lucas episode 4 through 6 extended editions, yeah, kind of. I just see the remakes as a different continuity. That's the safe way to look at the Resident Evil remakes. They're a separate continuity. It's the same can be applied to the Final Fantasy VII remake trilogy. It's a separate continuity from the original 7, which is fine.
Yeah. Excuse me.
But no, we got some stuff to go through today, and I mentioned we'd be talking about Final Fantasy, so why don't we talk about this first? Oh, why'd you go to that one? We go here. This came out from Yoshi P this week, apparently. I don't know if this was in a Famitsu interview or if this was at FanFest, but Yoshi P says if he ever makes another MMORPG after Final Fantasy XIV, it won't feel like Final Fantasy XIV. He said he would make a game with completely new game designs and values because if we keep making the same kind of MMORPG, the genre will not evolve. Yoshida also confirmed that he's not leaving 14. He's still focused on supporting the game with future updates and expansions. So it's more of a if he were to leave and go off to make a new MMO, he would do it differently.
Right. Which I mean that is fair. To be honest with you, I think a lot of people are like, oh, why wouldn't you just make more of what I want? And it's just like, well, because he probably has multiple other ideas that he'd like to try out and do lots of other things.
And also, again,
and the same thing over and over, it gets boring. I'm gonna be honest with you.
And it goes back to the remake argument. Ironically, we're like, you could go back and look at like something old you did and like, I like that, but what if I did it better? And it's like Yoshi P has been involved with Final Fantasy 14 since A Realm Reborn came out. It's been over a decade now. So if he went to a new MMO with the ideas of Final Fantasy 14, he could easily take aspects. He's like, I like that, but we're gonna do it differently, or we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned from this. Now let's adapt that in a new way.
I don't even think that's like remakes at that point. It's literally just, I'm gonna start something different. You know, it's like when the people that oh fuck, it's another Square Enix IP. The people who made
there's Kingdom Hearts, there's Dragon Quest, there's Nier.
Yeah, it's like the guys that make Nier. They started with Drakenlord and it evolved into Nier. You know, it's just like technically they're like in the same universe, but it's just like they jumped from one thing to another. And while there's some elements that was brought over from one to another, it's just like I'm making something different, or I'm starting something different, and like we'll see how it works. It's just really funny that like you know, I don't think a lot of people. Okay, I say I don't think a lot of people, but I think a lot of people know but don't openly acknowledge that like. The funny thing about Nier is that it is literally a shoot off of one of the endings of Drakengard, and if we didn't have that offshoot look into Drakengard, it would have just not happened. And I think that is incredibly funny in my personal opinion.
No, absolutely, it is. I just wish that Square would come back to the Nier franchise.
You don't think they will?
Based on rumors we've heard, it's all purely rumors. Square has denied several times that Yoko Taro's like proposed several different Nier games, and Square has denied them every single time. I don't know how much I believe that, because that could easily be translation issues. So I don't know if like that's what's actually going on. Because again, Square also went through several restructuring things last few years. So maybe it's just like, we want to do it, but right now we're in the middle of restructuring. It wouldn't be quite too smart to put another game on here when we're already kind of like, we've already had a bunch of games in the pipeline that we're making. Maybe when the restructuring is over, we'll come back to that idea.
I think you need to ban the person that just I think you need to mute Frosty Chaos there for 10 minutes for that horrible joke.
No, that's a good joke.
Not really, no.
Knowing what's been going, I'm pointing at the publisher fucking up. Possibly. I think the DLC with Woklamat was where many people left. No, it is. It very much is. And you, okay.
Well, it's where a lot of people left, but by the same token, I think the new expansion is like everybody saying we acknowledge that we fucked up. We see that. Please come back, because you know
you could
this
definitely,
wasn't supposed to be the end.
You can definitely tell from FanFest that they've taken. Now, okay, I'm saying this, and I literally have pointed this out to someone fairly recently as well. Of like one of my big complaints with Dawn Trail. And I'm going to talk about this from the FanFest perspective, not like the story perspective. During the FanFest for Dawn Trail, Yoshi P made very specific mention that one of the big story beats of Dawn Trail was the Scions are going to be fighting each other because of conflicting ideals.
And then they didn't.
They didn't do that. So what we're seeing from FanFest is a lot of, we're acknowledging that Dawn Trail wasn't good. We're taking the best aspects from it. And like, we're not going to like say Dawn Trail didn't happen, but we're going to take the best story beat aspects from it and move forward with that into the future stories.
And then hopefully never touch a Woklamat again.
I have a feeling she will be back if we get to another Endwalker type situation. Like, I don't think she's going to be like major like story importance, but kind of like, I'm trying to like avoid spoilers because I know more people are coming back into 14 because of the free trial and because Evercold is coming out. So like Requiem is actually very correct. It was also like an Avengers Endgame like expansion. So they could just bring her
about me.
Like they could just bring Woklamat back and just say she exists, she's helping, and that's all she's doing. And that honestly, that's fine.
Yeah. I think some people would still be upset, but
I think some people would too, but I have no problem with like doing that. Again, she's a leader of a nation. Like, she's gonna come back eventually. It's just a matter of when.
yeah.
But maybe by that time, they'll write her better because we might have better writers involved with whatever that like expansion might be.
I would hope and pray.
And maybe
that
they'll
we do
recast
have
her.
Better writers.
That'd be nice.
That would be very nice. I agree.
For Kingdom Hearts 4 is gonna have Star Wars, and they're gonna try and connect the dark side with darkness, and that won't work with Star Wars. No. Okay, I will be honest. It is very, very likely they will not do that. Actually, welcome Wizzy. Just stopping by to say hi. I'll give the stream a rewatch in the morning and have a good, wonderful. Well, you too, Wizzy. Have a good night. Sleep well. No. Okay, so I'm very much in the sorry, what to say it. If you were to pay attention, I'm not saying you're not, but if you were to pay attention to Tetsuya Nomura, you will know that he is actually a massive Star Wars fan. And if we go back and look at the original Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, what we see is a potential ATST foot. But the only place that we've seen those in recent is the original trilogy. And we know Tetsuya Nomura is a massive original trilogy Star Wars fan. So I do not think he will tie the dark side into the darkness from Kingdom Hearts. I think they will try and create some like correlation, like if Sora fights Darth Vader and he notices like potential like connective tissue, like one is similar in the like they're both similar. That's fine. I do not think they're going to say they're the same thing though. But I'm firmly of the mind that if we get any Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts 4, it's going to be original trilogy.
I would say probably so.
And in fact, I'm pretty sure that might be one of the things that Disney's has kind of made Kingdom Hearts go into development hell for. Because when we saw the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, it was around, or at least a couple years after either Mando Season 1, I forget, Mando Season 1 or The Rise of Skywalker. So I'm sure Disney was probably trying to push it like, oh, you gotta do a sequel trilogy. But Nomura grew up like a lot of us in the George Lucas era of Star Wars. I don't think he would. And also, he's actively been known to tell Disney to shove it.
Right.
So, I don't know. I am excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. That is a day one game for me. I'm really, really, really excited for that game. That is the only time in the last many, many years that I've been excited for anything Disney.
I know at least one or two other people that would probably be very excited for it.
Yep. My point is that they would misuse the Force itself. It's possible they might. Like if they combine like the Emperor with someone from Organization 13, if they choose to continue the Organization 13 plotline.
That's a funny idea, I'm going to be honest with you.
But to be fair, I do not think Palpatine would openly, willingly work with someone from Organization 13 unless it was for his own gain.
I could just see Emperor Palpatine becoming a Heartless. Or does that not happen anymore in 3?
What?
I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 3, so I don't know where this story goes. I don't know if Heartless is still like a thing that like you can
No, the Heartless is still a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but like it should be funny to see him embrace the Heartless.
I mean, maybe.
I don't know which character from the Kingdom Hearts sphere do you feel like would do unlimited power?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, I would say it's Xehanort, but
yeah, but isn't he like a good guy now?
We don't know.
Or is he like
we're sure he's in the recent trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, but we're not sure like totally.
Okay.
Speaking of Square, we also got some interesting news. Square Enix has removed De Novo Anti-Temper from the PC version of Dragon Quest VII Reimagined in its latest Steam update, about 6 months later. This follows Square Enix's pattern of removing de novo from games after their initial launch window, including Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D and Octopath Traveler. A lot of publishers have started to remove it recently.
This isn't uncommon, I feel like, because I think it is expensive to keep, because it is like a live service thing, de novo, and so constantly having it run. Because I think a lot of people don't realize that what de novo is it's a thing that is always connected to the internet, and so because it's always connected to the internet, it's always reading, it's always taking up bandwidth, it's always like jumping on from servers wherever in the world that they are into somebody's personal computer and then jumping back with the information it has. So it's expensive to have that kind of shit all of the time. And so the fact that they're removing it after 6 months is not a surprise to me because it's expensive.
Well, yeah, and Tammy's right. It will not stop piracy. When you come to a point of realizing that de novo isn't doing anything, except all you're doing is giving them money. So you got to think about it in that regard. It's like, do I keep paying de novo a lot of money, or do I just say, fuck it, pull the contracts, we're done with that, and I reallocate that money into making better product? And I'm sure that's kind of what's going through some of these companies' heads.
Yeah.
It's like, if de novo's not doing anything, why are we paying them? We could use that money for something better.
To be honest with you, they're still going to use de novo on new products, and they're just going to maintain it for the first 6 months. But then they'll just get rid of it after a while.
Yeah.
It's like, it just seems to be their thing is, we're just going to use this, and then we're just going to silently get rid of it when nobody is looking.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. That's interesting. And I guess we'll talk about this. This is from the Final Fantasy VII art book. I actually first saw this through a Hirohe video, and I wanted to talk about it. This is we're specifically noting the quote here by Roberto Ferrari. And this is on the Cloud. The swimsuits worn by Cloud and the other characters were drawn in ways that didn't overly emphasize their figures. This was done in accordance with their ethical guidelines and internal feedback. So,
whose internal feedback?
That's the thing. The one from Aerith that was mentioned, this swimsuit design was drawn in response to a request to conceal her feminine curves as much as possible.
They really just make her look like a rectangle in this picture. Holy cow.
Yeah, they do. And then there was the Tifa one, which I think is the one people are gravitating towards the most. I tried a lot of different kinds of designs for Tifa swimsuit, but getting any of them approved was a real challenge. Since players can view the characters from all sorts of angles in the game, we had to keep certain things in check and not overemphasize her feminine figure. In the end, we settled on this design. Now, that comment, some people have basically just said that might be her beachwear, the Majestic Glamour beachwear outfit. And not the Shining Spirit beachwear outfit, which is the one we actually see her wear in the cutscenes and stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know.
My question is, so like in the original Final Fantasy VII, they are at the beach and they have a beach scene. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, how different is this swimwear from that scene?
That
itself?
I can't help you. I've actually never played very far past the opening of the original 7.
Okay.
That is something I'd like to do eventually, but I haven't yet. Now, I will say we're not entirely sure how far up the chain this goes or when this was decided. This could have been the previous president of Square. This could be the investors. We don't know. But I do not, and I firmly do believe this is not current president decisions.
I would hope not.
I'm saying this because the current president, we've covered this on Dogwave before. The current president of Square is hated by these DEI investment firms. And they've actively tried sabotaging him to get him out. And he's still in there.
He's very pro player and very pro giving the players what they want.
Exactly. Now, obviously, and I'm positive that was why we had that massive like restructuring wave the last 5 years from Square, because he had to like sit down and basically ream developers who were stuck in this DEI loop a new one, really. So
Yeah.
I do not think we're going to see many changes from like the basic designs we've seen here for a little while longer, because obviously these games have been in development even before he took over as president. But you can definitely see changes.
Yes, you can.
I'm guessing these designs were approved by either the former president or by investors, and not, or maybe they were more censored and the current CEO was like, no, you're going to reveal these some.
Just a little bit.
Like, we're
Just a little bit, you know.
Exactly. Tifa significantly nerfed in this picture. She is, but even then, like in the game, like with this outfit, you can real like that was when people were like, oh, maybe Old Square is finally, at least you're not Old Square, but like
a renaissance
of like what feminine features should be. Because like I understand that like we've lost like the feminine figure on Aerith, or like Clouds. Okay, Clouds I don't care about, because Clouds is fine. But you could still see the feminine curves with these. It's just I understand what they were going for with like the whole, we have to avoid the feminine figure.
Right.
But it is still very clearly there. It just looks to be toned down some to make investors not look enough. Now I want to add in the context of like who is Roberto Ferrari. Let me find the picture of a character that he did design. Let me find there. No one ever does actually. It's all cosplay with this one character. I'm gonna have to pull up a Reddit picture. Ew. Here. The person, Roberto Ferrari, is actually the guy that designed Cindy from Final Fantasy 15. And you could tell that he's fairly decent, you know, designing females.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know Cindy set off a lot of people of that time. And actually, people were hoping she'd be a party member in 15, but she wasn't.
I can see why.
Like, I could have seen her being, like, a machinist. Like, if they wanted to do proper classes, like, she'd be a machinist. But she wasn't.
I wonder why.
Oh, well. So, yeah, that's who Roberto Ferrari designed. So you kind of understand, like, what he was going for here. And you could definitely see where he had to tone it down some.
Mm-hmm.
ESG? Yeah, it's ESG.
My new job had to do the ESG shit a little bit in training. Yeah. And I don't think that it's one of those things where I don't think it was like a big deal, because like, you know, all HR shit like that I think they have to include, but like when they got to the equitable thing, like it just felt so weird, because it's just like they're talking about equity and equality and they're interchanging them, and I'm just sitting there like, that's not how this works, because if you have equity, you can't have equality, because equality is equal opportunity. Equity is guaranteed outcome, and I don't think people recognize that. That basically means that you're not encouraged to be more or less than anybody else. You're just going to get the same outcome no matter what.
Right. No, absolutely.
Now, to be fair, at my current job, the way that the things are set up is based on seniority, and I'm okay with that because that means that I can be. I'm a good employee, obviously, but like. You basically get blessed for how long you've been in the company, and being a good employee means that you're more likely to just be nice, I guess, or some shit like that. I don't know. What I'm trying to say is basically just it just felt very performative. The whole, oh, this is us, this is this and this. But the moment I actually got to my site where I was going to be working, I kind of got the feeling that like a lot of the shit that you hear in training just does not matter at all.
Yeah. Sorry, I want to bring up this comment from Victus. Not your proudest fap, but okay. Excuse me. What do you mean? What do you mean by that, Victus? And one more last thing for the Final Fantasy Sphere. They are actually doing a collaboration with Twitch. They did one of these a few years ago. If you want your Rainbow Unicorn mount, you can get it, but you have to gift 3 Twitch subs watching any channel streaming Final Fantasy 14.
Very gay, I'm going to be honest with you.
I mean, there are plenty of like rainbow unicorns. It's just...
I know, I'm poking at the whole thing in general, but...
The LGBTQ, and like, whether you like it or not, I'm of the mind that it has destroyed rainbows for a lot of people.
Oh, I agree. Listen, my mother really loved to do tie-dye stuff in her personal time, so like I 100% agree. And I actually really love rainbows, just like kind of just personally. I just think that it's been destroyed, co-opted, and destroyed by people.
Yeah. I agree. I might try and get this mount.
Well, it's $15 basically.
It is a $15 mount, exactly. And I'm looking at that. I'm like, would I use it? Probably not. But do I want it?
Would you collect it?
My inner collector brain is like, I want it. But I'm also like, but it's expensive.
I mean, that's about on par for the mounts in Final Fantasy in terms of price.
No, it is. But I'm also like, but like, again, like when I'm looking at like the cost of expensive, I'm also like, but would I use it? Because if I'm going to use it, I wouldn't mind paying for it. But yeah, it's just another horse mount. Like, would I use it?
The collector in you says it doesn't matter. Look at all the mounts I have that I'm not using.
Well, every mount that I would say every mount that I paid for I'm using, but I'm actually not, because I'm not using a lot of the ones from the collector's editions. I'm using right now, I think, one from a collector's. I could be wrong though. Temp finally gets a bank account. Temp's bank account. I've made some stupid purchases, but it's all like games. But it's fine. You only have one asset on mounts. You can't use them all. Exactly. So I don't know, if you're wanting this mount and you want to support a streamer or whatever that's playing 14, 3 gifted subs will get you the mount if you're interested in that. This one's gonna actually upset some people. We'll see if it's saying it. It wasn't. A completed Portal fan remake is stuck in limbo because Valve stopped responding to the devs. Portal Alive and Kicking was developed with Valve's approval and received access to Portal 2's source code, a rare privilege for a fan project. The team says it still can't be released because Valve hasn't responded to the final paperwork needed to publish it on Steam. The developer submitted the required non-commercial license months ago and have waited ever since. Because the project uses Valve's proprietary source code and is covered by an NDA, they can't upload it elsewhere while waiting.
I mean, Maybe they're just busy. I don't know.
Well, that's the thing is like we don't really know. They could be busy. They may have not even seen like the emails. I don't know. This might be genuinely one of those situations where it's like you might need to like try and get in touch with someone like on the phone, or hell, if you even live within like if you live in Seattle. I'm not saying like, oh, you need to go to Valve's offices and confront them, but it's like, look, I've been trying to get into contact with someone. We've been working with you for years. I just need to be able to talk to someone in like a higher position just to kind of get this finalized, and we can go from there. But I've not gotten a response back, and I'm just like, hey, can we get the ball rolling? So I don't know. It does suck that it's taken this long, but I'm sure it will probably come to Steam sooner than later.
We can only hope so. And I imagine it'll be free, right?
We don't know. No idea.
Hopefully it is. I'll play it.
I mean, I might, even if I have to buy it, I might play it. It depends how much it is. Like, if it's like $30, maybe I won't mind that pretty much. But 50? No. I have a feeling probably won't be any more than 20.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Please, Lord Gavin, answer my emails.
Amen.
They have less than 400 people. Every person gives roughly 20 million annual income to the company. They don't have unworthy people. Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing is, like, they have less than 400 people. It is entirely possible that this slips someone's inbox.
Yeah, I would say it's possible, yeah.
And I want to add on to this is that Valve has been kind of fighting with the hardware production because of the RAM prices, the shortages, everything. So again, it's pure speculation of what's actually happening. It could be like the same rogue person that like we reported on that was like, hey, this horror game with sexy females was not allowed, or this other horror game where you slap the enemy's asses was also not approved. Like, it could be the same person who's just like, nope, we're not approving this, so I'm just not gonna respond to it because it's actually using like Valve shit. So instead of just like saying disapproving it, they're just gonna ignore it, kind of thing. I don't know. Could be, could not be. We don't know.
Indeed, we do not.
Do we get this out of the way now? Fine. We'll talk about Sonic real quick. So back in Japan, there was a manga coming out called Sonic: The Blade of Courage. From what I've heard, it's actually very, very good.
Yeah.
And apparently it is coming to America. Translated by IDW, which, questionable. But it will only be available digitally from IDW. Which has got some people kind of mad because it's a manga and we'd like to go buy the actual manga.
Right.
But IDW kind of pulled some shit this week with it and people are really not happy. Apparently, if you look through the reviews on the actual page, a lot of them seem to be written by AI. Now that's what I've heard. I don't know if that's actually the case.
That's funny.
And also someone specifically mentioned here. So the review, IDW's digital first approach for stories like this is brilliant. The Blade of Courage is a beautifully drawn adventure that feels like a classic Sonic cartoon episode. Ian Flynn's writing is, as always, top-notch. A must-read for any fan. It was not written by Ian Flynn. It was written by Yuki Yamada. Which is probably where a lot of people are like, And also it says here, the wonderful addition to IDW Sonic's library. The story is engaging, and the artist by Yardley, the artwork by Yardley is simply electric. So I don't think Tracy Yardley nor Ian Flynn have been involved in this project. It is all straight from Japan. I'm not saying I disapprove that they were involved, but the fact that the reviews are saying they are, when it literally says here on the thing, Yuki Yamada writer, Yuki Yamada artist. Which screams to me that these reviews are fed through an AI, and the AI latched on to Ian Flynn and Tracy Yardley, like, names, instead of the actual team involved with the project. I don't know if that's actually the case, but that is, it's not a good look. In fact, here, the Sonic Stadium post, it seems something screwy is going on with the IDW app. The launch of Sonic and the Blade of Courage, users and the manga's author have noticed what appears to be an AI-generated reviews and brand summary. As things stand, I haven't seen these on the app myself. It seems pretty evident these are AI-generated, as these reviews don't exist, and initially even credited Ian Flynn and Tracy Yardley instead of Yuki Yamada. The brand tab also hallucinated the story that doesn't exist. Users have reported all this has finally been removed. Examples below. So, yeah, the reviews that are like these are gone.
Why did they upload them, though?
I don't know. I do not know.
Quite the crazy thing to get caught doing when you could just, like, have real people write your reviews for you.
Exactly. And here's the thing is, like, I've heard of the Blue Blur blog. I've heard of Digital Comics Daily. And I'm like, did they send you AI generated reviews, or did you actually, like, do them under their brand names? Also, I want to point out, here's what's really funny. If these are AI generated, 4.8, 4.2, 4.7, if you go to the actual reviews, 4.0, 5.0, 4.0, it ironically,
you can tell which ones are reviews, real reviews based off of that alone. That's kind of funny.
You can. I know I want to read them, but I will not be paying IDW for that. Don't get me wrong. If I could buy Sonic comics again, I probably would. But I don't, because I like to go buy them physically. And I don't have somewhere I can go buy them, which is a shame. To be fair, I'd also go buy the manga if I could, but you literally cannot go buy the manga. So, it's a shame, but if you are interested at all, I have heard the Blade of Courage manga is actually incredibly well done. So, if you enjoy Sonic, you enjoy that. You might enjoy it. I don't know. I still need to give it a read.
Well, I hope you get the ability to.
Okay. Who wants to feel old? Who in chat has been around in the Destiny sphere since around D1?
I wasn't.
Well, I knew you weren't. So this is a content creator based, but I figure we'll talk about it. Also, hi Zen's post and Lucia. From Dado's Destiny. As of now, August 18th will be my last day as Dado Does Destiny. I plan on retiring from the game and content creation for the game. Deadlock will be my new home going forward, or going into the future, along with variety content. I'll have more to say when we get closer to the 18th. So Dado is officially quitting Destiny as a whole and is actually going to be retiring his main channel because the algorithm would fuck him.
Yeah. Is content creation his whole job?
Yes.
I pray for him because, oh boy.
Now, I've actually heard that the side channel he's been doing, because he's been doing it for a couple of years now, is not just like a new thing. Is actually doing really well. And he does stream. Like his main like streaming Twitch channel is not going away. It's just his main YouTube channel is going away. Or at least done being uploaded to. So ultimately he will probably be fine because everything that he's so far like mentioned here that he's going to be doing on YouTube, he's already been doing on Twitch. So he will probably be fine. It's just he's shifting in the type of content he's going to make videos for.
That's really interesting, though.
I don't blame him, though. Destiny is done. There's not much more content you can make. And if you're not enjoying making content for it anyway, why stick around?
I mean, I definitely wouldn't stick around.
Exactly. My only exposure to D1 was a donkey video, and naturally that makes me an expert. So, if you were wanting to feel old, Dado's been around since pretty much the start of Destiny 1. So he's been making content on this game for over a decade. Hell, close to almost 2 decades.
I still feel like
we're
I
a few
win.
years out from 2 decades, but still.
I still feel like I win based off of the nostalgia I had people go through earlier.
Yeah, with the Proton John stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I win.
No, I agree. Let's see. Ocarina of Time has been rated by the ESRB. So this is the remake.
The new one?
This is the remake, yeah.
Yeah.
It was rated E10 for animated blood and fantasy violence.
Animated blood. There's going to be blood in this game.
Yes. Which is interesting. I don't remember there being blood in the original. Now, admittedly, caveat to that, the original was N64. So, it could just be limitations. I would say I wish this game was going to be rated T, but they're probably going to use a lot of assets from Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom for this.
It's definitely possible. I would not be surprised.
So, we'll see. I'm still excited for this game. I'm not a fan of Ocarina.
Yeah, but you don't have a Switch 2.
I will be getting one, though. I've already said I am.
Oh. Hello.
Ganon bleeds. Also, there's a lot of gore in Under the Well and Shadow Temple. That's true. That's true. Yeah. So that's happening. Oh, you know what? I did miss the one thing about Square that we forgot to talk about. Square Enix insists that cursed Kingdom Hearts art was not AI generated. Last month's Nintendo Direct was full of all types of treats for Kingdom Hearts fans, including the announcement that native versions of the entire trilogy will be coming to Switch 2 via the release of Kingdom Hearts Collections 1 through 3.
I know which art they're talking about.
I do too.
I don't know.
I absolutely do too. Let's see. Players did not respond well to the trilogy's key art, which Square Enix shared on X shortly after the announcement. Players quickly noticed several strange details in the image and accused Square Enix of using generative AI to create it. GameSpot reached out for comment at the time, and Square Enix has now decided to clear things up. According to a statement shared with GameSpot, the Kingdom Hearts collection art is not the result of AI. The statement says, "We're aware of feedback regarding the recent Kingdom Hearts visuals," reads the statement, which was shared via phone call with the Square Enix PR rep. So take that as you will. These assets were created by our development team without the use of generative AI, and the issues resulted from human error. Some of the issues being referenced here include Donald Duck having 4 fingers on one hand and 5 on the other, the hand with the clock tower appearing warped, and the Keyblade's keychain links appear uneven, Sora's crown-shaped belt chain links melting into each other, and the absence of the crown-shaped pattern usually seen on the bottom of Sora's shoes, and various clothing zippers seeming to fade into nothing, among other issues. Quality is extremely important to us, and updated assets have been implemented where appropriate. So this is the image in question. I understand some issues. I do. But if the art was done in a rushed manner, like for the reveal, that can also result in issues with like how it looks. Like for all we know, this could have been drawn in like 2 days or like a day, because we're like, we're having a reveal for the Nintendo Direct. We need this out stat. And we just haven't done it yet. And then just like,
If that's the case, it's kind of bullshit for them to do, in my personal
no, it is.
opinion.
I think either end is a lose-lose situation. Well, okay. I don't care if they use AI for this. I really don't. I really, really don't. But I think for the generalistic people, it is a lose-lose either way.
Yeah.
The X post that started it all is still up, but elsewhere online, the image has been replaced with a new version. The trailer's YouTube thumbnail features a third version of the image. Well, let's see. I don't see the changes. I see that you moved one of Sora's like art or key arts ahead of Donald, but that's about it. That's all I see you've done, and it's like that's fine. I don't know. I think that's just a little nuts. The new image still features some of the strange details player pointed out in the original key art, including the warped crowns on Sora's belt chain, the lack of crowns on his shoe soles, and the strange links on Mickey's Keyblade keychain. The clock tower's hands look a little bit straighter, but for the most part, it appears the main goal was correcting Donald Duck's 5-fingered hand, which now appears the correct 4 digits. I think this is a gigantic nothing burger.
I would agree.
Because it is just the key art for the collection. It is not the actual games.
People will still make an issue with it.
So
people will still make a mountain out of a molehill, you know this.
Oh, they will. They absolutely will. Why deny it? Like, even if it was done by humans, once the public has decided what's the... Yeah, exactly. The public has decided they used AI. Whatever statement Square makes now doesn't matter. Apparently a new anime is coming out in October that I know I'm actually kind of interested in. First time I've been interested in an anime in a while, actually.
Okay.
Adult Dojin, The Lonely Snow Widow, and The Cursed Ring will be coming out October 2026. It is being released by Shueisha. Rom-com based on the adult Jojinshi about a young man who is the landlord of a yokai exclusive apartment. Thanks to a strange ring, he is able to control the minds of yokai. How will he use it on a snow woman widow? And this is the key art we got for it. I'm interested. I'm very interested.
She looks very innocent. I'm going to be honest with you. I could definitely see Akko on like a key art for something like this.
Oh, yeah. I could too. I could also see the dog in a key art for something like this too. Like if we were to look at this key art exactly, like I could totally see like the left being Akko and the right being the dog or something like that.
Well, I mean, the idea is just like Akko is like the innocent stepmom that is very, 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 very lewd behind the scenes if you push her.
Mm-hmm.
Holy booba. I love the doggo blink or the doggo stare. That's great.
Yeah, I added that. We were okay. We really wish that Twitch had animated emotes, because there's a few animated emotes that are on like in my emote section, but they just don't work.
Yeah. You mean YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube. I wish YouTube had animated emotes, but we're good with what we got.
Yokai dog. Technically, Akko and the dog would technically both be yokai. Technically. But that comes out in October. I might give it a watch. It will probably not be on Crunchyroll. And if it is on Crunchyroll, it's going to be heavily censored or watered down from the original doujinshi. Because you could tell based on the key art, it is definitely adult themed.
It's very nice, but also very adult themed.
Yeah. Devastator for 2 Canadian. Question: Does temp go into heat? It's a trick question. I don't know how to answer that.
No, you don't.
I'm gonna choose to not answer it and just nod. Otherwise, thank you, Devastator. Answer 2. So you're saying a pirate's life for me? Honestly, these days, it's a trick question. When is temp not in heat? Excuse me. A lot of anime these days, you're pretty much just going to be watching it by pirating it, and that sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand it. I just wish that we weren't monopolized and only using Crunchyroll if we wanted it like legally in the States. Because there's so many times that Crunchyroll and Funimation have bought a license and they just never did anything with it, just so no one else can have that license. So it sucks. My guess is that there will be 2 versions of this. If this was an adult doujinshi, there's going to be 2 versions. One that is normal for, if it's on Crunchyroll, it's going to be for normal people to watch. And then there will be a version that is uncensored. Because there's plenty of anime like that, even on Crunchyroll, where there is a version that is censored and a version that is uncensored. Or at least there was back when I used it.
Yeah.
I'm sure that Sony has since removed all the uncensored versions because it's Sony and they have a stick up their ass. Speaking of censorship, why are you going to that one? Brown Dust 2 is getting censored in Korea, or at least South Korea. Brown Dust 2 is getting a censored version in South Korea, the game's home country. Developer NeoWiz confirmed it will release a separate Korean client after the country's after the country's game rating and administration committee required changes to the game's content. Producer Lee Jun-hee said the studio had little choice but to comply to keep the game available in South Korea. He also confirmed the global version will not be affected and will continue with its original content. South Korea now joins Germany as a region with its own modified version of Brown Dust 2 due to local regulations.
Quite depressing. In its own home country.
Yeah, in its own home country. Which means I would not be overly surprised. Like, even though the devs are saying we intend to keep it uncensored outside, like, South Korea, I have a feeling that the South Korean government will probably force them to make it universal by forcing them to just overall change designs that will eventually go into global. Because that is how some of these companies operate.
Yeah.
So, shame. But not all that surprising.
It is not, unfortunately.
Why don't we let Occo speak for a bit?
Okay.
Palworld got its TCG announced and released.
It did. Yep.
I really don't have much comment for this because I was not able to get any boxes.
I made a video on this actually on my second channel, and people should follow said second channel because I talk about TCG stuff. I'm making a lot of videos, but to be fair, there's a lot of content to talk about, so people should subscribe to said channel and listen to me rant and have autism about that. Who knows, I may gain a different audience that slowly files over to here. But yeah, so the TCG released on Thursday, and there's a lot of factors as to why it's going through as many little issues as it is. Initially, the MSRP for a box was $50, which is incredibly fair considering that you get 12 packs with 7 cards each. It would be basically like if you bought 3 of them, you would have 1 booster box of Pokemon, which the retail for Pokemon is about 160 to 180. So you're basically getting the actual price tag of a regular booster box if you bought like 2 or 3 of them. Well, now it's not the case. In fact, if you open up eBay and look on eBay, these boxes are going upwards of $200 each, which is really driving up the cost of the individual packs. If I remember, like if you divide 200 by 12, some of these I think that's like $15 to $20 per pack, which again is massively insane for a brand new game that is just in its first expansion. Now, there's a lot of reasons why it costs that much, and there's a lot of reasons to kind of be upset at multiple different factors. A lot of people are immediately going to just say it's scalpers and it's the scalpers' fault, and we need to fight back against scalpers. Yes, scalpers are a problem, but they are not the main reason why the game is costing that much. One of the first problems is nobody picked it up.
Yep.
No card stores decided that they wanted to invest on this. They decided that it was a dumb idea because, oh, it's Palworld. Who fucking cares about Palworld? And I think that that's incredibly dull on a lot of their in a lot of people's minds because, again, notwithstanding the fact that Palworld has sold 30 million copies worldwide, it has an active concurrent viewer base of 450 to 500,000 people that are playing it at the current moment, and so because of that, um, you know, we should have expected that there were probably a little bit more people that were interested in Palworld than just like the quote unquote niche online community that people think is small. Again, I think there's a lot of Nintendo fanboy thoughts that are going on with some of this. And so a lot of people just didn't think that this was going to do anything. Well, that's not the case. Instead, what we have is a situation where everybody decided immediately when this game came out, oh, nobody has this. This is immediately something that you could like scalp for the people that do want it. So again, I do think some of it is scalping. I also think one of the other factors is on the upper right corner of the Palworld TCG box, and in fact on all of the printings of the very first card packs, it has an error on it. Instead of saying Palworld, it says Palword.
Let me see if I can
Again,
see it here. Yeah, you can see it right there.
It says it on the box itself and all of the packs, which is a massive thing for people that are collectors in the collector space. Errors are inherently more valuable than the actual thing. What's funny is multiple errors don't make a box that much more valuable. It's really just one error, one time, one kind of thing. Like if this is like a common thing, then it's not like a thing, but like it is a one-time error. And in fact, we've already heard from the people that own the game and that are working on the game that did confirm they're going to be reprints. They said that they're going to work on getting that fixed. So moving forward, any reprints that will not be first edition will no longer have Palword on the box, which, by the way, is going to drive up the first edition prices. Further, the moment that a reprint comes out, we know exactly what the reprint box and the reprint packs look like.
Yep.
So you also have that problem going for you, too. The singles in these boxes are going for shitastic amounts of money. Some of them are going for up to $500 or $600 each, and some people were insane trying to charge multi-thousands of dollars for cards that should not have been that expensive. Hell, the card that I pulled out of my box is, last I checked, $60. And so because of that, I think that, like, here's my thoughts on this. If you didn't get your hands on a box, do not buy boxes right now. Unless you can find them for under $60, $70, or $80, I went up to $90. And the only reason why I was okay paying $90 is because I didn't think I was going to get it anywhere below that after the fact. Especially the first edition, and when I heard that there was an error on it, I was like, that's immediately an item that I want to hold on to. So, if you're interested in this game, wait for a reprint. Wait for the reprints of both the decks and for the boxes. And so because it's just like one of the things that kind of bothers me is the structure decks have completely different cards from the cards that you can get in the normal box, which I found kind of interesting. Like, I wouldn't mind really that much if the structure decks like melded together with the normal box, but no, it is strictly cards from the structure deck you cannot find in the first box set. And maybe that'll change. Maybe that'll change in the future. Who knows? But I don't really like that, especially since there's variants of the cards in the structure decks that you can only get if you open up multiple structure decks. And I don't like that because that gives you the impression that you have to buy multiple structure decks, tear apart multiple structure decks, and have a bunch of common and uncommon filth that nobody is going to put their hands on just to try and get that $600 to $700 card that everybody wants. And I don't really like that personally. So that's also driving up the price as well, and I'm not really a big fan of that, but like there's really not much you can do. So what is the answer? Just don't buy them right now. You know, if you want these things, wait for a reprint to come out, wait for them to come back around.
Yep.
The company has already said we're going to reprint it, so hold on and just wait for that. And I'm going to tell you right now, the reprint will knock down the price of the entirety of the thing. It'll knock down the price of singles. But it will probably not knock down the price of the first edition box too much. I imagine the first edition box will also come down, but it will not like be at the same price as the reprints because of the error on it. So if you want here's my thing. If you want a first edition box with that error, yeah, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money for it. I would still wait to see what you what like the dip is. But I would say that if you want a first edition error box, you're gonna have to pay premium over the other stuff, you know?
Right. So like, even individual cards are like getting very expensive. This Pirate Nation post specifically mentions that like the all gold Catavault card, which is this one, was selling.
Yeah, that's like a 1 in 1,000 cat card that comes in. I think the pull rate is like 1 in 1,000 packs roughly.
Yeah, and that one's selling for like $2,000. Chill It, Dragon Whisperer up to 1,400. Yormantide Ignis, for around 800.
This
Eileen,
person right here is really reaching. Do not pay price. People asking for as much as they are for these cards are kind of crazy in my personal opinion. Again, these are pre-released and very post week 1 release prices. These prices again will come down as soon as we have a reprint. And as soon as everybody realizes, oh, people actually might be interested in this, and they try and get more boxes on their hands. I'm the one who bought it. I don't know what you mean by that. But yeah, like I just think that oh, I'm sorry, Hurtbox killed my head there for a moment. I think that, like, again, the thing to tell people is just, yeah, the week 1 hype for prices. Unfortunately, this is kind of normal in all card games. The week 1 prices for every single Pokemon set in the last couple of years has gone like this, where the chase card of the box is way inflated, and then it loses like $100, sometimes $200 in value after the first week of hype. Unless it's a Charizard, then it might be a little bit slower. But, you know, same shit applies. Watch as the prices slowly correct and go down, and then immediately go down even further once reprints come.
Right.
I will also say, somebody, if you're looking to invest in this kind of product, it's a very volatile thing to invest in. Like, obviously, like I am holding onto some seal boxes because I think that they're awesome, and no matter what, I am a winner. If in the future, somebody wants to buy a first edition Palworld box with an error on it for a lot of money, that's cool. But by the same token, you know, it would be really cool to just open it in the future if it does go down to 0 or whatever. You know, either way, I would still win, but I would not invest in it personally right now because of how volatile it is.
Yep. Even
especially with the price.
our own Celestium basically pointed out as well the prices for the trial boxes.
They have tripled.
It's like what, doubled or tripled now?
Yep. It was like $15-17, so it's almost doubled. It's 1.5 times more. 1.5 times more. I'll sell it for 18K. Good luck selling that. I'm just interested to see what the Black Lotus of the first set is for people. What people consider the Black Lotus to be. No matter what legitimately, I don't care. Like if they don't sell for anything in the future, I can still enjoy them because I like Palworld. I always tell people, I was like, if you want to invest in a card game, don't invest in a card game that you'll never play or you'll never enjoy. Invest in things that you'll actually like. That's why I don't buy Riftbound. That's why I don't buy Lurkana. That's why I don't buy the Blood one. I just don't buy these ones I'm not going to enjoy. I only get the things that like I legitimately will like. Hell, I even have a box of Pokemon cards still, and even though I'm not playing Pokemon or enjoying Pokemon as much as I used to, I'll still open it like if it goes to 0 because I enjoy it, you know?
Yeah.
It's fine with me, you know?
It'll probably be
Palsphere.
Palsphere was the Pot of Greed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a draw 3.
Yeah.
I think that's only available in the main box, I think.
Yeah, that makes sense. So
oh wow, it's expensive. It's a 4 cost to draw 3 cards. Holy cow. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're fine. Sorry. I've not had an opportunity to see if I could go get any Palworld. I've not been to my local hobby shop at all in like a bit. I ended up going there and bought some sleeves because Occo sent me a bunch of Final Fantasy like stuff for like Magic, and I wanted to get some of the better ones in sleeves, but I've not sleeved them yet.
Yeah, the Palworld ball is only in the main expansion, so if you want that, you have to buy boxes for it.
Yeah.
It's a good card, though. Yeah, and what's funny is it's on the blue color, which is Magic's color for, like, drawing and stuff. So that's kind of funny.
I don't know. I might see if my local hobby shop has any. I doubt they will.
I will say, don't expect that anybody will.
Yeah, exactly.
Because nobody picked up on this. And that's one of the other problems that I feel like is plaguing this game right now, is that everybody looked at it and said no thank you. And so because of that, the amount of people that have it is way lower. And that's just a thing. So I feel like if more people picked up on it, it probably would have gone a little bit better.
No, it absolutely would have. Absolutely.
Ancestral Recall is the original 3-for-1. It is, although the Palsphere is not a 3-for-1. It's a 3-for-4, which I guess you have to look into the costing economy. Although to be fair, in Palworld, you put down 2 mana per turn as opposed to like 1 mana if you have it. Because they like have a different deck for your mana or your soul and your main deck, which I thought was kind of interesting. So you're guaranteeing that you put down 2 mana per turn.
That's why I like my Yu-Gi-Oh! Reprinted to hell, so you don't have to worry about scalping. That's one of the boons I've heard about Yu-Gi-Oh! But I don't know. Never played Yu-Gi-Oh! It's very Hearthstone. So Tape actually sent me, it was in my Discord, the deck he made. Tape, where'd you put that? I thought that was in the Palworld section of my Discord. I was just gonna grab it. Oh no, you put it in general. Okay, never mind. Here we go. So, this is apparently the deck that our local mod Tape made. I'll be honest, I got no idea what I'm looking at. The only time
do.
I've truly played a TCG was Hearthstone.
I kind of do. Is this a tapes deck?
This is Tape's deck.
He already modified it. That's interesting.
A rough compromise on red-blue aggro. Nope, I got no idea. Again, I would need to sit down and truly learn this TCG to be like, okay, I understand it, but I haven't. It says it's just short print problems, so staple cards are expensive like for a few weeks, then they drop at some point, gets reprinted in a low rarity, and it's limited forbidden for being too OP. Yeah. I need 3 more magmas and 2 harnesses and 2 victors and 2 more antiques. Okay. What do these antiques do? Choose it to 1 pal and it gets 1,000 attack until the end of the turn? That seems wrong. That seems very wrong. So, I don't know. But the fact that people are able to make decks like this with Palworld, even just the limited amount of cards that we've gotten, is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question is, how do you think they'll handle the other pals or other like expansions or whatever?
I don't know. It's too early to say. You have to get 2 or 3 sets in and hope that it doesn't crash by then to kind of figure out where they want to go.
Yeah. I have a feeling that this TCG will eventually not die, but I'm going to say fall off. And I'm only saying that because part of the reason why Pokemon is able to do so well, why Magic is able to do so well, Magic specifically, because it doesn't have to rely on a previous made game. It doesn't have to rely on anything else. Like, they can make unique stuff for it left and right and whatever. Pokemon, there's a reason that we pretty much get a new Pokemon game every year. And part of it's to help promote the TCG and vice versa. But Palworld, don't get me wrong, it's great, but we just got Palworld released. We have no idea when they're going to add new pals, minus the expansion. But the only time that we know the expansion is coming is going to be after they finish the other spin-offs they've already announced. So it could be 5 or 6 years before we actually get an expansion for Palworld. So unless like making new pals in the spin-offs or making new pals in general or making new things pals can do, otherwise the TCG, because that's part of the reason why Pokemon does so well, is they can constantly make new cards for like Pikachu, Charizard, Rayquaza, you know, whatever, and change how it operates because of new moves that have been added to a game or, you know, whatever, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So they're able, and there's so many Pokemon within Pokemon itself that they could print cards forever and be fine. But the amount of pals in Palworld, I don't know. I don't see it having longevity because of that.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but I do feel like Palworld as a TCG does have a shelf life. Like, if you're a player, that is. Or if they're looking to make money off of this as a company, unless they're like reprinting or like printing a new expansion like every year or something like that, or every few months, it will die off in terms of monetary value, at least for PocketPair.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
But that's the volatility of TCGs.
Yes, I agree.
We did have a couple other articles, but it's like, oh, it's just scalpers. It's all scalpers. And based even just on this, scalpers are in full force.
Again, I don't necessarily. I mean, again, I think some of it is scalpers. I think some of it is people that are just like, I wonder how much I can get away with.
Yeah, no. Like somebody's like, if they were looking for scalping, like, oh boy, this is 195. It's just $200 essentially. Okay, fine. That, I get it. It's a misprint. It's the first edition. I get it.
Well, like I said, everybody slept on this until it was time for it to come out. I think a
Yep.
lot of people, myself included, should have bought way earlier than they did. But like, there's only so much complaining you can do when these boxes were $50 for quite a long time from quite a lot of people. And then the moment that everybody realizes that they're going to go up in price, everybody starts to panic buy, and then they all get sold out. And it's just like, there were opportunities. And again, me, myself, I would have probably bought boxes online if it wasn't for the fact that I expected my local TCG to have them. And guess what? He didn't. I had to search around multiple different TCG stores in order to find them. And I had to go to the next city over in order to find them. So it was just like, I didn't prepare because I thought that it was in the bag, and it turns out no, my local TCG guy did not order the right thing, which is kind of crazy in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But like, if I could do it over, I would have bought 4 to 6 boxes on a website instead, because they were available 3-4 weeks ago. Plenty of time to buy them. And yet,
I debated getting some. But the problem comes to, again, I don't have people to play with. My entire like.
That's what hand cams are for.
Like, well, fair, but all I'd be doing is just playing it. Like, I'd just be cracking packs and putting the cards in a sleeve, and then putting in a binder, and that's all I'd be doing. Is that worth the amount of money I'd put towards it?
Well, I would disagree. Because here's the thing. Even if you don't immediately have someone to play with you, again, hand cams exist, and while you do open the cards and you can sleeve them and throw them in a shelf, like I've done with a lot of the Magic cards that I bought, why are you not building a deck with it? Why are you not learning how to play it so you can build a deck out of it?
No, you're right.
That's why I love Magic. Like, when I go to stores now, there's 2 different things I look for when I'm buying cards. First thing is, does it look nice? And is it cheap? And if the answer is yes, I'm going to get it. Second question I'm going to ask is, could I see myself using this in a deck that exists, or do I have an idea for a deck that this could be based around? And if the answer is yes, then I also buy it as well.
No, right.
Like today, when I told you that I got that Xenos Surge foil, like, could I put that in a deck? Probably, but I don't really care about putting that in the deck. It looks nice, and it's Xenos, one of my favorite characters from Final Fantasy.
Like, well, I know, like, the amount of cards I have for Final Fantasy, I could make a full deck out of what I have.
Maybe. You have 6 packs of cards that you got?
I actually had 8. So I opened what you gave me, what you sold me. And then I went to my local shop, and they had some spare, like, packs. It was like $12 a pop. So I bought a couple packs. So I got some more.
You overpaid for those. Those are normally like 7.
Well, I was going to buy more, but then I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, it's like $12. I'm like, just give me 2 of them. Because I'm like, maybe I'll get a Vivi. Maybe I'll get like something I'm wanting. Maybe I'll get like a Y'shtola or a Xenos, or
You overpaid massively.
Well, that's why
I mean, like, market value for them is probably like $12, but typically you can buy them in stores like Target for $7.50, and I still think that $7.50 is too much. But like, because it's a Universes Beyond, they're gonna have the IP tag price on it, and it's just like $7.50 for a pack of Final Fantasy is fine. You know what you should do? You should get a. I know you already have a thing for Costco, but you should get a membership to Sam's Club and buy the Deck Builders box from Sam's Club. It's only like $40 for 6 packs. It's not bad.
I will consider it.
Granted, you have to find other reasons to use it.
That's the thing. It's like, if it was only for Sam's Club, I'm like,
Yeah, but Sam's Club is having a deal right now, I believe, where you can sign up for like $50.
Right.
I don't know. I bought 2 of them, and I have one just sitting as a collector's item. Am I going to open it one day? Maybe, but it is also just an item that I'm like, it looks really nice sitting there, and maybe one day I'm at the point where it's just like I have loose packs of Final Fantasy, and if I see them in Target, I'm gonna buy them. But I will never open a booster box of Final Fantasy. I have no need to now.
Right. I don't know. I
No
might
need
consider
to.
getting more if I have like if I'm because here's the problem. It's like the same day I went to go buy the card sleeves. I bought those 2 packs. I also went to go over to like the hobby shops like local like Warhammer section. I'm like, is there anything I'm wanting? And I'm like, that's the problem.
Why?
It's like,
Okay, listen. I can justify playing Magic the Gathering because you can put it on a camera. How the fuck are you going to play Warhammer? You kind of need to have a board that you both have access to.
So this is something to consider as well. There's plenty of content creators who actually will use a hand cam like that and just build and paint on stream.
Yeah, but building and painting is fun. But again, like, I feel like the difference is just that you don't have a board to play them on.
No, yeah.
And
no, here's the thing with Warhammer. I never intend to play it. Like the games, I'm fine, but like the actual like the tabletop game, probably never. I'd be buying them just to build and paint because it's fun.
I guess it's like a different stroke for different folk kind of deal. Stroke is in painting, I guess. But yeah, like at least when it comes to card games, if you're man enough or woman enough to like show your show a hand cam, then like you can enjoy them that way. Because that's kind of how I feel like I'm enjoying it. Granted, I'm gonna go to the pre-release to The Hobbit here because I kind of wanna engage in that because I think that's fun.
No, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of The Hobbit, I was planning on buying some booster boxes of it when it came out. I'm gonna wait.
Really?
I'm gonna wait.
What made you change your mind with that?
Lackluster, but so the main reason why I was interested in it is the box toppers for it have beautiful art, some reprints of really good art from the original Lord of the Rings series. However, the more I look into it, it's kind of lackluster. Some of the box toppers, and apparently some of the box toppers will appear in the collector booster packs themselves, which really drives down the value, in my personal opinion, of them. Because the less spaces you're able to grab something, the more rare and the more expensive they end up being. And if I can take a box topper where you get 2 cards out of a box, and that box costs between anywhere from $120 to $190, and you can put those in a collector's booster. Now, the collector's boosters are going to be $800, I'm pretty sure, at the opening, which I'm definitely not going to open. Definitely not going to... Like, I thought about it. I was just like, maybe one. And then they're like, no, it's going to be $800 or $900. And I'm like, never mind. But, like, I was really thinking about buying some boxes. I am still probably going to buy a box or two. But I'm going to wait for the I'm going to wait for the post-release hype to die down and for everybody to realize that... the box toppers aren't that expensive. I think the other thing that people need to realize is when it comes to the Hobbit Universes Beyond, Wizards of the Coast has already come out and said they're going to print a shit ton of it, and that's a sign that it's not going to be a scarce product and that people are going to get their hands on it, which means that at least after the post-release hype that the price is going to come down, which is good for people that just want to open it. Like, I definitely want to get some. I want to open it. But, like, for people that want to open it or for people that want to collect the sealed product of it, I would say wait for it to go down because the opening is going to be $180 or $190 for a box. Right. Which is still pretty good for, like, a trading card game. But, like, when your normal price is between $120 and $140... I would just wait until it comes down to like 120 or 140 or comes down as far as people feel like it will and then buy.
Right.
Sorry, I'm really into the world of like enjoying trading card games, investing in trading card games, and collecting them.
That's why I let you have Palworld, because that is, you are way more knowledgeable about that than I am.
I definitely like took the knowledge that I had from my recent foray into learning about Pokemon and Magic to like jump into all of that.
Fair. If you all will allow me a moment to bitch.
You're a dog.
Nintendo Switch Online adds Super Mario Sunshine. Why? Like, okay, don't get me wrong. Also, there might be a second. You might hear a second.
Is this the original one or the remake?
This is the original.
Okay.
So I don't
What's the problem with
have
this?
a problem with them adding Sunshine. Here's my counter argument. You made an HD version specifically for the Switch.
Yeah,
Why
that
are you
nobody can
not
buy
just
anymore.
Yeah, you can't buy anymore. Why aren't you just re-releasing that as a Switch 2 port by itself and calling it a day?
Because it's Nintendo, and this is what they do with their old stuff.
It's like you made one that's literally I think it's 60 FPS, 16 by 9. But you're doing the GameCube release.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Some people are nostalgic for the GameCube release. They appreciate it more.
Fair. I just wish Nintendo would not. To be fair, we've all said this. Why are you wasting the things that you've made to go back to older things? Like, don't get me wrong. It's like you have Wind Waker on the NSO subscription thing, whatever. Fine, I get it. Why are you not just bringing the Wii U version up? You have Sunshine HD. Why are you bringing back the GameCube version when you have the HD version? It's like, and I'm only saying this because I played the HD version. It is exactly a 1-to-1, just HD, and it is brilliant. But they're doing this. I'm really hoping that this isn't just a sign that Nintendo sees way more value in the NSO subscription than their own games.
You know, it's probably partially that.
It probably is partially that they find way more value in people paying a monthly subscription than they do just a base flatline $60 to $80 for a game. Which is insane.
We both know what the answer is, man.
Yeah, it's the subscription cost. That's
Sorry,
what they're...
my tooth is acting up.
No, you're fine. You are fine. So, I don't know. If you haven't played Sunshine in years and you pay for NSO, it's coming to NSO. Cool. I gotta buy a new battery for my Switch. Again. Because I've not used my Switch in years because I've moved pretty much back entirely to PC. I tried using my Switch yesterday to play Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, and my Switch, even at like 9 or like 80% battery, was still giving me the dead battery flashing symbol. So I think my Switch's battery is just hosed. So I'm gonna have to just buy a new battery and then replace it again.
Go to bed. Cat, what do you mean go to bed? I'm not tired. My tooth hurts.
Aqua's tooth hurts.
I'm gonna get water though.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about Palworld. I got myself a water. People love their purple lunchboxes. And don't get me wrong, I love the GameCube. The GameCube was a fantastic system. But I'm just like, if you have a 1-to-1 HD release, just use the 1-to-1 HD release. I play my Switch 2 occasionally enough to keep the batteries running. Yeah, my Switch was on its dock for so long without me using it, and I think that's what just nuked the battery. Like, the battery itself is, like, going down at a normal pace, but it is just giving me the flashing light symbol of, like, oh, I'm dying. So, that's a thing. It's frustrating, but I'll get it fixed. Maybe I'll order a battery tonight or tomorrow. In fact, let me double check Amazon. I can just probably buy one from iFixit. iFixit Nintendo Switch battery. Yep, it's right there. And you're gonna tell me I've already bought it once? Yeah. Yeah. I've already bought it once. Yeah. See, I'm gonna have to rebuy the friggin' Switch battery from iFixit again. All right, it's fine. That's a later me problem, though. I'm not too worried. Otherwise, let's keep going. Occo will be back in a few minutes. Occo had to take care of something else. Okay, fine. It's stupid, but we'll talk about it. McDonald's is reportedly releasing a SpongeBob cross One Piece Happy Meal in Australia. But why? Like, I guess it makes sense. I guess it makes sense. One Piece is extremely popular in Japan. I didn't know SpongeBob was, well, actually it's Australia, not Japan. Because it's funny. No, it could very well because it's funny, and that's fine. But it's just like, but why? Weebs versus Westaboos collide. Ready to find the One Piece Mr. Krabs. Exactly. Chat, as a reminder, if you are enjoying the content I produce, I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, join the Discord, as it is the best place to know when I go live. We also have Rare Dogs in the Discord. Rare Dogs are fantastic. And if you really enjoy the content, for $1 a month, you become a member of the YouTube channel, which will gain you access to emotes in the chat that are also Rare Dogs. They're all fantastic. So, and real quick, because I wanted to talk about it. Let me pull this up. I should have pulled this up. I don't like to do number feeding. I think number feeding is stupid. But I do want to talk about this. Chat, we did actually hit 1,100 subs recently. I would not be here without all of you. And it does truly mean a lot to me that you all have allowed me to get to where I am to be able to entertain you all. So, chat, thank you all so much for the continued support. It does mean a lot to me. I do hope to honor some of my promises in the next little while here with like the Sonic character Smasher Pascal list. I did promise at 1,000. We're now 100 past 1,000, but we're here. As well as the Sonic 06 playthrough. I have things I said I'm going to do. I am still going to do them. I'm still going to honor them. We are doing them. Oh. Molecule with the 50 gifted memberships. And Devastator with the 5 gifted memberships. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you all so much. So yeah, no, we hit 1,100 and I would not be doing this to all of you. It does mean a lot to me. Thank you. I don't know. Figured I'd take the opportunity to talk about that while the octopus was not here. As a little bit of a break. So thank you, chat, so much for the support. Otherwise, yeah. One Piece with SpongeBob. Please show Bob's of it. No. Not. You will see Bob's in 6 more. The jacket will come off in 6 more supers. Vagine never though. So yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I don't got much more to say. I was like, it's a thing. SpongeBob was never my cup of tea. I still need to watch One Piece. The Bob stream win. Jed, if you know what I know, it's great. Oh, it's great. But eventually, we could talk about this while the octopus is gone. Mike Flanagan is now writing the live-action Warhammer 40k series for Amazon. Henry Cavill remains involved. I've never heard of Mike Flanagan. Ever. I don't know what he's done. But I did notice a lot of people going, oh god, this is bad, when this was announced. So I don't know. Like, Henry Cavill's been involved for a while. That's not surprising. But again, Mike Flanagan, I don't know that name. What has he done? Let me double check. Mike Flanagan. What has he been involved with? Oh, he's involved with the new Clayface movie. Okay. I've never heard of the rest of these movies. Yeah, everything he's been involved with is like director and writer or whatever is Clayface, and that's just writer. And that's it. So Oculus? Yeah, I don't know what Oculus is. Clayface looks interesting. I will be real. I'm very sick of villain movies. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm happy to have, like, I'm down for more superhero movies. But the constant weird Hollywood addiction to like super villain movies, like we had Kraven, we had Venom, we had Morbius, now we're having Clayface, and like there's just so many that I'm like, but why do we need all these like villain movies? And then like butcher them because they're telling, oh, Joker's another great one. Another great example of this. I also did not like Joker. It's like, why? Why do we have all of these? We don't need all of these. Welcome, P4. Netflix slop horror. Clayface is DC and Gunn has been missing. Yeah, DC's not been doing great. DC only truly like succeeds in the animation department. Because the rise in Hollywood was emphasized with villains and not heroes. Yeah, that's actually probably accurate. Sadly. Shame, but oh well. And then another post from Pirate Nation brings up, Games Workshop confirmed Flanagan has finished the first story outlines in his movie onto the script. Henry Cavill remains attached as executive producer, and the project continues to move forward. So maybe it'll be good. I mean, it has Henry Cavill in a very like important position with the show, so that's good. So, I mean, maybe it'll be still good, but it is Amazon and it is GW, and that's concerning. So, it's a wait and see thing. Could it be good? Sure. Will I probably watch it when it comes out? Sure. Will it be good? Probably not. Because of Amazon and because of GW, not because of Cavill. Cavill will probably do things right. Devastated for 5 Canadian. Warhammer series could be good depending on how much control Henry has. If I remember correctly, he constantly butted heads on the Witcher show. Yes. So he was actually removed. The rumor is that he was forced out of The Witcher because of how much of a nerd he was being. Whenever they changed something in The Witcher show that deviated from the books or even the games, he would call them out for it and be like, but this isn't lore accurate. And a lot of the rumors are that he was basically pushed out because he was being too annoying and too much of a nerd for calling them out on their bullshit. So if that continues to be the case in the Warhammer, we're probably fine, especially if he's executive producer. But we'll see. But there's probably a reason we've been seeing less Henry Cavill. I think the last time we saw Henry Cavill in like a movie was a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine as Wolverine. So whether he's able to keep it up or not, I don't know. But Henry Cavill's The Witcher, what in Warhammer, what Ryan Reynolds is the Deadpool. Yeah, exactly. So the question is, again, I'm not concerned about Henry Cavill. I think Henry Cavill being attached still is a very good sign. What does concern me is everything else. Literally the everything else a part of this project is what concerns me. Cavill doesn't strike me as a space marine, more like a commissar. Well, he is a Custodes player. Like, he's actively mentioned on like live TV that he's built a Custodes armor, or not armor, army, fully painted, fully done. He takes it to games. He plays it. He's a Warhammer nerd. Like, and he's been in the thing since childhood. So good for him. He's a nerd.
I agree.
We love nerds. Realistically, will he play a Space Marine? I think he has said he's going to also be starring in this show. We don't know if he's going to be playing the main character or not, but we're pretty sure he's going to be acting as as a character in the show, at least. Because if this is one of your favorite franchises and all you are is an executive producer, no, he has enough power. Because I believe, I remember, because like, he is the one that approached Amazon about doing this show, despite just being an actor. And like, there seems to be some of his own money in this. So we'll see. Speaking of, I know we were just talking about like superhero or supervillain movies or whatever. We did get some new stuff. Spider-Man 4 Brand New Day came out this week, literally on Friday. It's got mixed reviews. It's either you are really going to like it or you're not going to like it at all. I've been even hearing some people say that it is on par with the Sam Raimi or Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2, which is a very high bar, because that movie is fantastic.
Is it really?
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 2? Yeah.
No, I meant the new one.
It's been one of those movies I've been hearing you're either going to like it or you're going to hate it.
Mm-hmm. I had family say that they liked it.
But Tom Holland has apparently come out and actually clarified some things for us from Sony, actually. Tom Holland has confirmed that Sony was planning to merge the worlds of its Spider-Man universe with the MCU. Stating, I think that they just never found the right time to do so. I think it was on the cards, but there was never any time where I was being forced into a movie I didn't want to be in. Basically what he's saying is like the Venom movies, the Morbius movie, Madam Web, Kraven, those movies, Sony was intending on merging those into the MCU, and that got canned. Probably because 3 out of your 6 movies were bad. And if you really want to look at it, 5 of your 6 movies were bad, if you want to count Venom 2 and 3. Venom 1 was fine. I did enjoy Venom 1. But this isn't the only, let's say, controversy that Marvel has had this week. We mentioned last week that Kevin Feige was ashamed of how they've treated Blade in the MCU because, you know, they announced that Mahershala Ali would be playing Blade, and then that movie has never come to fruition. How you fuck up Blade, I don't know. Blade is stupid easy. But it got worse for Marvel.
Isn't it one of the shows that got canceled really quickly? And
No, it was a movie.
People are claiming. Oh, fair enough. Well, there was a bunch of shows about black that had black predominant creators, and a bunch of black people are upset because of that.
Armor Wars was canceled. But Mahershala Ali just basically reamed Disney. Mahershala Ali was called out for Marvel for Blade never happening, stating, "You had me under contract. They had billions of dollars. If they wanted to do the movie, we would have done the movie. I feel ready to move on from the Blade questions. Those questions are for them." From this post specifically, it also mentions about the Booster Gold movie that won't be happening either. But Mahershala Ali officially confirms that he's moved on from Marvel's Blade. For whatever reason, that project is not for me. If they wanted to do it, we would have done it. So Mahershala Ali is no longer playing Blade if Marvel ever decides to go back to that project, which at this point, I'm doubting they ever will. My guess is, and how this fumbled so bad, is they wanted to do a black story, like a black man story, whatever. Fuck, I don't know. But they wanted to invoke some like ESG or DEI garbage into it, when the whole point of Blade is just kill vampires.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to try and push ESG and DEI when your whole point is just kill vampires.
Right.
Who's going to play Booster Gold? So apparently David Jenkins was going to be playing Booster Gold. And his exact comment was, "Can't improve on Mahershala's lovely statement, so I'll just apply it here as well." And that his Booster Gold movie will not be going forward. Apparently, Booster Gold has also been in the works at DC for a while. And it's just never made it off the ground. Similar to Blade. Blade wasn't a black movie. It was a vampire movie. Modern writers. Yeah, no, modern writers don't realize that. They probably wanted to make it all about, like... One of the things that I did not like about the Black Panther movie was they spent so much time trying to make it all about black people and not just Wakanda, not just Black Panther, not just, you know... It was just... It felt like it was trying to preach to me, not tell a Black Panther story. And I have a feeling that they were trying to do that with Blade, and that doesn't work as well with Blade because Blade is a singular guy. Black Panther is involving an entire country.
Yeah.
So you can't push like racial politics in here, especially when it comes to just vampires.
People will still find ways to push racial politics.
Oh, they will. So I'm guessing that's what happened to this movie. And it's a shame because I think Mahershala could have nailed Blade perfectly. But it is a gigantic shame that he will not be doing it. The Wakanda Forever people IRL are so cringe annoying. They are. They really are. I think there's also a part of this as well, with the whole like recasting of T'Challa, because Disney has been on their fucking high horse of like, we can never recast T'Challa. And it's like, but why? Like, even the family, I forget his name. The guy that played Black Panther, I'm completely forgetting his name. Basically said, look, he's passed away. Just recast him. Don't just kill his character because the actor died. That's stupid.
Yeah.
But Disney had it up their own ass. Nope, they had to keep the same, and they messed with the story, and... Yeah, they had no problem recasting Thunderbolt Ross. Exactly. They had no problem recasting War Machine.
No, War Machine was that before or after Disney got him?
Well, that was Iron Man 2 when they recasted him.
Yeah, but was that before or after Disney got it?
After.
I feel like that matters.
Chadwick Boseman. They didn't recast because they wanted to capitalize. Yeah, no, they wanted to capitalize on his death. Absolutely, they did. And now they are... God, I fucking hate what they're doing with Black Panther 3. I hate it even more
than what
they did with the second movie.
I never watched the second movie, so I have no idea what's going on.
So what they're doing, they basically revealed, I think it's an end credit scene for Black Panther 2, that the chick that Black Panther or T'Challa was going to marry. I don't know if he married her or not in like the context of the movies. Was pregnant with his child before the character died.
Okay.
And the end credit scene revealed that. They, at Comic-Con this year, they announced who's playing T'Challa Jr. I'm dead.
So it's going to be a coming of age story.
It's actually, I think the new actor for Black Panther is literally the same age as Chadwick Boseman.
Oh,
when he was Black Panther back in Civil War. Which means the time skip you will have to do to just be like, oh, Black Panther is now his kid. Fuck off. Just recast him. Stop playing like whatever game you're playing. Jesus. How'd they kill? We don't know how T'Challa died. We do not. They just said he died.
Wait, really?
Yes, in the MCU.
They don't explain it?
No, they don't. In the MCU, they just said T'Challa died. He had cancer or something like that. Which is what the actor had.
That's
and it's like,
crazy, not gonna lie.
Well, okay, and I've been paying attention to Marvel Rivals kind of on and off here. And in Marvel Rivals, they literally mention from Black Panther specifically that the Wakandan fruit thing that gives you like the Black Panther powers, that's like only for like Wakandan royalty or whatever, could actually potentially cure vampirism. And I'm like, if it's that powerful to be able to potentially cure vampirism, why could it not cure cancer?
That's a good question, actually.
Like,
need a Chadwick Boseman to take that fruit. Because, you know, Wakanda's real, I guess.
Yeah, clearly. Yeah, they go through the hoops when Boseman's family was fine. They literally came out and said they're fine with the recast. But instead, Disney just needs to go through hoops. Like, in Black Panther lore, they literally have reasons to get around the bullshit, the hoops that Disney made to... Going in circles. Fucking Disney. I hate Disney. Yeah. Same reason why Iron Man doesn't give suits to Black. Well, no. But that's the thing is, like, they could have just, like, in the story, just be like, here, have the fruit, cure your cancer, or find it. And also, Wakanda's the most technologically advanced nation in the entire world in Marvel lore, and they couldn't cure cancer. What? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. It's frustrating.
Palworld Online was just announced.
Huh?
Palworld Online was announced.
Can you send that to me?
For iOS and Android.
Hold on. Chat, we're switching topics right now. Palworld Online announced for iOS and Android. Due out in 2026 from Garena. Garena has announced Palworld Online, a large-scale multiplayer survival adventure game currently in development under licensing from PocketPair, will be available for iOS and Android in 2026.
That's crazy. They already have people working under a license to make something.
Here's an overview of the game. Developed and published by Garena, Palworld Online reimagines the depth, freedom, and scale of the original PC survival creature collecting title for mobile. As an officially licensed title, it introduces a new narrative setting with original story elements while expanding into an MMO ecosystem.
Interesting. Not gonna lie, if it's just going to be like based off of the PC game, I see no need to play it. But for
Well, if
people
it's
that
a new,
can't play on PC,
if you care about the story, it's a different story.
maybe.
Featuring a seamless, interconnected open world, Palworld Online invites players to journey alongside mysterious creatures called pals. Okay. Seamless open world. Palworld will also expand the narrative with new side stories created exclusively for this version. Online play and cooperative progression centered on playing together. Palworld Online lets players meet others in the world, form groups, build shared settlements. Immersive survival, designed for mobile accessibility. All right. I mean, if... Cool. Neat. Nintendo is seething. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Here's my thing. And this kind of, again, goes back into fitting the conversation on the card game itself. Nintendo really wanted to kill Palworld.
Yeah.
And after seeing how popular things are being, I kind of understand why.
No, yeah. I think at the pace that
why.
they're going, PocketPair will have enough money if they wanted to hire more people to help with development for like the visual novel they were making and the Stardew Valley Pokepia kind of Palworld game that I'm actually looking forward to. That one looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm interested to see interested to see that. I'm interested to see I kind of want to play the dating sim because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But I just want to see everything that they're working on. I hope that they continue to improve their IP. I hope they continue to make something that's new and inventive. And excuse me. Overall, I kind of want the TCG to do just as well.
Yeah.
I think that in the long term, if it does well, I'm happy.
No, I agree. I completely agree. So I hope that this does well. The problem is that it's a mobile game. So what the hell? Oh, that's upcoming. Oh, thank God. Sorry. I was looking at this side preview here and I'm like, August 3rd, August 5th, August 7th. I'm like, it's August 2nd. What? No, it's schedules. Okay. But no, Palworld Online, it could be good or bad. I'm gonna use the restroom real quick. Can you entertain for a moment?
Oh yeah, hold on a moment. Here, just put this on the screen. Put this on the screen. It'll work. Chat, I don't know if he actually put it on the screen. You can tell me if he did or didn't. It does not look like he did. Well, chat. Oh, goodness. Will I be romancing? Maybe. Hold on, chat.
My apologies, I'm back. Oh, there we go. Akko, when is your next Shock stream? Akko had one today. And yeah, Wednesday. Oh. Devastator for 2 Canadian. Which pal will Temp be romancing in both games? I have no idea. I don't know what options they have. As for when my next Shock stream is, Wednesday. Just imagine all the legal fees that could have gone into the Pokemon game budgets. I'm firmly of the belief that Nintendo didn't actually care about the patents. I mean, they probably cared to a degree, but in the sense of what they were trying to do with Palworld, they didn't care. I'm firmly of the mind that what they were trying to do with Palworld was stay in court long enough that would milk PocketPair of all their money. So the PocketPair wouldn't have the money to continue developing Palworld. Now that has failed immensely, and the game has done very well to the point that they've already announced expansions and separate games, and no, they'll be fine. PocketPair will be fine.
Sorry, got something stuck in my throat there for a moment.
No, you are perfectly fine. I don't know if you heard about what happened with Stream Elements this week.
Oh, they were bought by Razer.
Stream Elements was bought by Razer. This has some people concerned. But basically, the short version of it is they're saying that everything that you use Stream Elements for is not changing. What is changing is just that Razer's funding them, essentially.
Yeah.
And that's about it. If that's all they do, cool. I see no problem here. I was a little surprised to see Razer. I was actually expecting Elgato to buy them. With like everything Elgato's been doing, it would make sense for them to try and integrate Stream Elements into the Elgato ecosystem.
My bet is that they didn't care.
Or they're making their own.
That'd be nice.
So it's a wait and see situation. Nintendo is still resubmitting patent stuff, so they're still mad. Oh no, they're gonna be mad forever. They will probably keep PocketPair in legal hell forever.
Probably not forever.
Or at least for a few years, anyway. Or until a judge tells them to fuck off, which is apparently what the judge in charge of the case has been doing. So, neat. I want to talk about this real quick. It kind of goes back to the Warhammer discussion slightly. We did get an announcement this week that the Helldivers are getting the Warhammer War Bond. And it's got a few people mad.
Oh, because they can't be
Space Marines.
Space Marines?
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you. You're not Space Marine material.
We're just like, this is fucking stupid. Like, Space Marines are a completely different breed. I'm not even remotely surprised of the armor that we're getting for this. It's Cadian Special Forces, essentially.
Yeah, because that's about how strong you are as a Helldiver.
Yeah, that's exactly.
You're a regular human.
Well, no. The best way to describe Helldivers is like ODSTs. They're not Space Marines or Spartan level, like, combatants, but they're still inhuman.
Yeah.
They were always going to be Astra Militarum. Yeah, exactly. So this is coming out in a few days. We're getting a Melt-A-Gun. We're getting a bolt pistol. We're getting a whole bunch of fun stuff. There was one comment that people made is like, oh, but why are we not getting Kriegsman armor? Well, what they've been doing is they've been releasing a armor set and a weapon into the Superstore, which is the in-game market, as well when War Bonds launches. So I suspect that there is going to be one more weapon and one more armor set that they've not shown us yet that is going to be in the Superstore.
Right.
So that comes out literally in a few days. In fact, this is fine. You know what? I have ways around your bullshit. This is everything coming in the War Bond. New armor passive. From what I've heard, what the armor passive does is essentially a +30% reload speed on support weapons. So like the not railgun, the like anything that basically would require someone else to help you reload the weapon, it's that. So you could load them faster, which is really cool. Neat. No, Killzone had superstore items. Killzone did. I don't know about Halo. But I know Killzone did. Admittedly, I do wish there were maybe some like Warhammer specific, like maybe some nods to like Space Marines or something like that. Maybe like something to like make people go, "Ooh, wait!" They're acknowledging it. But as far as like what they're doing here, I'm not even remotely surprised that they're going for Acadian. I called that they were going to be doing Acadian day one when they announced this collaboration was happening, because that made the most sense.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't Killzone launch exclusively? Yes, it did. Originally, it did, and then they made it the War Bond. Should have gone with Krieg. Admittedly, we've been seeing a lot of Krieg stuff lately, so I'm not all that mad that they're not, but they still could. Because here's the thing, they could go with a light armor for Krieg, because this is like medium armor and heavy armor. The question is, what would they do for like, if they do a super sword item, what would they do for like a weapon? I don't know. I don't know. Because here's the thing, bolt pistol, that was a no-brainer. Melta gun, no-brainer. Cadians, no-brainer. And literally the title is still standing, which is a reference to the fact that one of the taglines of the Cadians is Cadia still stands, even though Cadia literally exploded.
Right.
So, I don't know. I've already said I'm probably going to pick up this Warbond on day one when it launches, so maybe we'll plan for some Helldivers streams.
We'll see.
Maybe. Oh, here. We'll go back to Palworld for a minute, because this one's funny. Palworld devs embracing fans' eyebrow-raising female Pal mods. Palworld Communications Director John Bucky Buckley has been playfully reacting to fan-made mods that give two female pals noticeably exaggerated redesigns. Buckley serves as PocketPair's communications director and publishing manager, regularly interacting with players and commenting on community creations through his Palworld affiliated X account. The reactions arrived weeks after Palworld's massive 1.0 update, which introduced more than 200 pals and helped bring nearly 1 million concurrent players back to the game. Palworld has developed an active modding scene since its early access launch, with players creating everything from quality of life improvements to heavily altered cosmetic models. Mod exaggerator sites like Nexus Mods offer hundreds of Palworld mods that enhance female pals. Very specifically, yes.
They just gave her big tits. Holy shit.
They just gave her big tits. And Master Chief.
Wow.
Some people have basically been calling out, like, why would you give her big tits? And it's like, why wouldn't you? Like, why wouldn't you give Sekhmet big titties?
Right. It could be bigger, but...
Could be bigger. I agree. But it's still like, but why wouldn't you? Anka all over again. Oh, no. No, PocketPair knew exactly what they were doing with Sekhmet. And no one's... Did you mod this? No. I already have the mod. It's on the workshop. Is it on the Steam workshop? Oh, that's funny.
I wonder if it's a cosmetic thing.
It probably is. Let me see. Hold on. I'm not gonna pull it up on the thing because I don't need potentially YouTube getting overly mad at me. But let me double check the Steam workshop for Palworld. How about the most subscribed mods? Let's see. Sekhmet. Boobs? Cosmetic.
Wow.
It's not on the... it's not looking like it's on... Oh, wait. No, wait. Maybe there it is. Oh, wait, no. Sekhmet partner tweak. Okay. If it's on the Steam Workshop... Oh, wait. No, wait. There it is. There it is. Found it. That's funny. Why did you make your tits that big? Because it was too expensive to make them bigger. Accurate.
Lamau.
Devastator for 2 Canadian. I mean, pals and humans in lore have been lovers. This is true. They have. Pal Gripper's running wild. Why do they need to specify safe for work? Oh, God. Bucky gives Sekhmet, or gives approving reactions to Sekhmet and Lavender mods. The first post came from Palworld player Reldrick, who shared a clip of an altered Sekhmet model dancing on a couch alongside the question, what was Palworld about again? The mod keeps Sekhmet's recognizable black, gold, and blue design, but gives the character far more exaggerated proportions than her official appearance. Buckley responded saying, fun. Palworld is about having fun. When Reldrick answered, I like fun, Buckley followed up with a handshake reaction. He later spotted another community creation featuring Lavender, which had received an even more dramatic redesign. The image showed the towering pink pal standing beside a player character, making the changes to its models difficult to miss. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I love that they gave her clothes.
They gave her clothes. And a gun.
And a gun.
And they took away the heart-shaped breastplate. I do love the comment on the side is just Bucky saying, I could be wrong, but I don't think this is official. Maybe not. Her, male. No, this one's female. This one is specifically female. Okay, so maybe Palworld is a great game. It's a fantastic game. He later responded, yeah. I could be wrong, I think it's official. Bucky joked in response. Lavender was already one of Palworld's most deliberately flirtatious creatures, meaning the community's decision to push its design even further was perhaps inevitable. The responses made it clear that PocketPair is seeing some of the stranger creations emerging from Palworld's modding community, even when those creations take the game's character designs in a suggestive direction. Well, I think that's something that PocketPair has also kind of embraced. It's just, it is a single player game. Like, if you play online, that's a different, like, ball game. But for all intents and purposes, it is a single player game. So they're not going to stop you from modding. So have fun with it. At least that's the way I'm looking at it. If Bucky sees this and he'd like to respond to that, that'd be great. But from outside perspective, it's a single player game. Have fun.
Yeah.
I wonder how many not safe for work mods are in it. I'm sure a lot more. I'm sure. Doro spotted. Need a Palworld abiotic factor. Maybe there will be a Palworld abiotic crossover. I don't know. Maybe with the expansion. So that was funny. Hey, Occo.
Yeah.
How about the D&D stuff that happened this week?
I didn't pay attention, honestly.
So basic version. D&D is bringing back Dark Sun, as well as doing collaborations with World of Warcraft and Star Wars.
Okay.
So they're showing D&D, or World of Warcraft, which is like, they're showing the Lich King, which is like, fine, whatever. I'm not overly surprised they're doing WoW. We got Terraria, anything's possible. Yeah. So
I think the thing to remember is that WotC also owns Magic, and so all these universes beyond things are like, I'm surprised that you didn't see him in Dungeons and Dragons sooner.
yeah. No, yeah. One thing about this that bothers me is you'll notice there it says early access begins November 3rd. What does early access mean for D&D?
It means that they're testing the rule set. They
Because
use the audience to test the rule set, see how it works.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's not an entirely uncommon thing. I swear that they've done that in the past.
Fair. As well as Star Wars. Now I made my point clear. I don't mind WoW and Star Wars. I think both work very well within the D&D setting.
I don't. Star Wars already has a tabletop. I'm
No,
pretty sure.
no, it does. It does. I'm not disagreeing with you on that, but I'm saying like, if they wanted to collaborate with anything that's like, well, anything, Star Wars isn't a bad one because you could do so many different things with it. But one thing that truly has bothered me is their seasonal roadmap, and I literally mean seasonal roadmap. For 2026 they have Season of Magic and Season of Champions, which will be Arcana Unleashed and World of Warcraft. And then in 2027 we have Season of Survival, which is Dark Sun, Season of Sword and Sorcery, which is Greyhawk, and Season of Rebellion, which is Star Wars. I'm gonna be real. I don't know how I feel. Mostly because of modern WotC. Modern WotC scares me. They are trying to Fortnite-ify D&D. Oh, they've been doing that for years. Same with Magic. Everything is trying to become Fortnite because of Fortnite. So. Now, might I check out the Star Wars one? Maybe. It depends. Like, it really does depend on what's there. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, a father in China is suing Tencent, NetEase, MiHoYo, and 37 Interactive, asking for just 10 yuan, or about 1.50. Now, they don't. Private Nation doesn't clarify if like that means like 1.5 million in damages, or what. He's not doing it for the money. He says his son became addicted to online games, often playing until about 3 or 4 a.m., stopped eating properly, lost a lot of weight, and later ended up in hospital after taking 18 fever pills.
Jeez.
The father says children can still bypass China's strict gaming limits by using adult accounts or borrowed IDs. Gee, I wonder how people will get around the age verification stuff.
That is kind of funny, though.
So he asked the court to make gaming companies better prevent underage players from circumventing the rules. If he wins, the case could push Chinese game companies to introduce stricter anti-addiction measures. Okay. Great. I would say base father, but the problem is, well, okay. I'm also of the mind of like, if he knew about this, why did he not try to stop it sooner?
Maybe, did he know about it though?
Well, if he's saying often played until 3 or 4 a.m., stopped eating properly, so you'd have to notice the eating habits. Lost a lot of weight, you'd have to notice that too.
I don't know, he's Chinese though.
Right, but to a degree, without truly understanding the situation, I can say, be a better parent. Notice things about your kids. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not in China. I'm not in this specific position. I could be wrong. But from an outside perspective, looking at this, how did you not notice the signs sooner and took measures to stop it? I'm just saying. He's Chinese. Outsourced to the government is literally what Mao intended. Yeah, so. I'm not overly surprised. He will probably win the case. Because that is definitely, it definitely is in line with the Chinese. In a similar case, no, well, not similar, but it's in another court case kind of thing. Paramount wants the court to move quickly on its proposed merger with Warner Brothers Discovery. The company is asking for the antitrust trial to begin in November 2026, while a group of states and the Writers Guild of America want to delay it until April 2027. Starting September 30th, Paramount will have to pay $7 million every day to Warner Brothers shareholders until the deal closes. So
I wonder why the Screen Actors Guild is trying to make it go slow. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, I want to know specifics about this. Because like the constant thing I've heard is just this is a monopoly. If this was a monopoly, why didn't you try and stop Sony when they did the same thing years ago? Because that didn't matter to them, but this does. Even though buying Warner Brothers isn't inherently a bad idea, when everything Warner Brothers is producing has been dog shit lately.
Right.
Like literally everything. Okay, here's the other thing they're also mad about, and I think this is actually something to be more in line. Jimmy was also going to bring this up. It's because of the Ellisons are close to Trump.